So Alita BattleBot came out, and I wasn't even expecting to go watch it. But I did, and it wasn't terrible. It was actually pretty fun, and I can definitely say I was surprised by some elements of it. When I saw the trailers for this movie, I kind of just assumed that I could tell what was going to happen in it. I thought we were going to get kind of like a Mega Man, Astro Boy kind of story, but it wasn't really like that at all. It did its own thing, and I was actually pretty entertained. However, there were things in this movie that really annoyed me. The problems in this movie aren't really what I expected, but I did actually fully expect to hate this movie because it's based on an anime/manga. And while I do like anime and manga, I don't like movies based on anime and manga because they suck. I've always said that Western anime adaptations will always fail, and it's not just because we haven't gotten a good one, I just don't think anime translates well into film. And this movie's proof of that, because while it's still entertaining, it's still not very good. This movie very clearly takes a lot of its structure and pacing from the original series that it's based on. And I can tell because I didn't even read the manga before I saw this movie. It's just that obvious. The pacing of this movie is akin to smaller arcs in like one season of an anime. This makes the movie feel much longer than it actually is. In one film, we have multiple stories that start and finish all one after the other before we get to an ending that isn't really an ending. It kind of just felt like the ending of the first season. This movie could have had to be continued at the end and nothing would have changed. Now don't get me wrong, I do think it's kind of cool to have a movie that 100% follows an anime. However, I think in this case it doesn't work because these elements don't really make for a cohesive and well-paced movie. Alita gets powered up and stronger like an anime protagonist, the story is just an excuse to get her to the next anime fight, and she even gets an anime time skip. And all of these things still don't make for the best movie, and it's kind of frustrating because they actually kind of bring things down sometimes. The world building in this movie is actually pretty fucking cool, and anytime there was a crazy war flashback or a scene with the murder basketball sport, it's actually really exciting. But then we have to tie all of these cool moments together with one of the worst relationship subplots I've ever seen in my life. I say subplot, but it's actually just the plot. And it's only here because it's trying to be faithful to the manga. I've always said that it's okay to change stuff when you make an adaptation. If it makes for a better movie, then it should be fine. I think this is one of those rare cases where the source material is adapted very faithfully, but it manages to actually make the movie worse. The best parts of this movie are Alita fighting and tearing people apart like an animal, and the scenes where she explores the world and does cute stuff. In the first few scenes of this movie, we see her interact with the world after getting rebuilt, and it's super charming and it helps us like her as a character. But then fucking Hugo comes along and she literally stops everything and just cares about him for the rest of the movie. And it's annoying because there was a good movie hiding in here and that drives me fucking crazy. This movie's weird because while it doesn't have good pacing or good dialogue, it was somehow still pretty fun to watch. I usually hate forced exposition in movies like this. You know, show, don't tell, like I always say. But here I really didn't mind because I actually wanted to learn the lore. If anything, this movie's just a really good advertisement for the manga. Except I just wanted more of it, without the dumb stuff. So yeah, Alita Battle Boy wasn't a bad movie, but it had too many problems to be a good movie. Weirdly enough though, I wouldn't really mind watching it again. This is a good movie to watch if you like anime, and if you don't like anime, then yeah, I don't think you're gonna like it very much. So I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. Make a sequel and make it better, please. I'll go watch it.